Welcome to Community Showcase, where we highlight the inspirational stories of our extraordinary people right here in our community. Today, we're shifting gears literally to introduce to you an 11-year-old who defines the meaning of fearlessness, determination, and resilience. Meet Jacob McGinnis. Motocross is not a hobby for Jacob. It's a passion. From the moment he gripped the handlebars, he showed a natural talent, quickly becoming a competitive force in youth motocross. His drive to win and his love for the sport set him apart, but it was the challenges that he faced off the track that truly revealed his character. At the end of last season, Jacob faced every rider's worst nightmare. An accident that left him with both his tibia and fibia broken at the ankle. It wasn't just the physical pain that tested him, but the mental battle that followed. The fear of not getting back on the bike, the frustration of being sidelined, and the long road to recovery. This is his story. Welcome to Community Showcase with Brent Loy, and I am here. I'm super excited about this family. This is the McGinnis family. We got Ashley on the end. We got Jason in the middle and Jacob right here, smack dab in the middle with us. And this is the man of the hour. So we're interviewing him today, but we wanted to bring his folks along because these are the people that love him and support him the most in everything that he does. So we're just super excited about having them here with us today. And I've got a few questions for you. So how young were you when you guys started, like whenever you got your first dirt bike?
I was 3 and I got a dirt bike from my grandpa from over.
What got you inspired to start riding dirt bikes at such a young age?
I just always thought dirt bikes and all that racing and stuff was cool, and I knew my dad did it and I wanted to do it.
So I was checking out some of your videos like online on your social media stuff, and I seen when you were just like little bitty riding these dirt bikes. Like you had a dirt bike that had like training wheels. I didn't even know that existed. So you've been doing this since you was 3, and when did you start kind of doing some of this daredevil stuff, like where you do like these high flying tricks? And
It was like 6 or 7 when I really started jumping.
what does like a typical training day look like for you?
We do a little bit of warm up for like 15 minutes, and then we do a lot of like corner drills, speed coming into the corner drills, and then we do stand-up laps. Yeah.
So just for those of you, I know little to nothing about the sport. So when you say stand-up drills, is that you like literally standing up on the bike and you're kind of like over the handlebars, or what is that?
Yeah, it's like good form, like, yeah, it's just standing up, and you can't sit down for like 5 some laps. You just stand up on your bike the whole time.
So does that put like a lot of strain on your legs?
Yeah, it works all your core muscles and stuff.
So you got to like have really strong legs, really strong abdomen, and some pretty good upper body strength too, right?
Yeah.
So do you do any like weightlifting or push-ups or anything like that?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Workouts or anything that he does, we do that. Like before he got injured, we started going to the gym and trying to build that strength and get stronger. And
So now I know that he's got like a trainer, but did Dad just initially start training you?
Kind of, but yeah. We would go to practice and he would tell me what to do and what I'm doing wrong and all that.
Gotcha. So when did you kind of like, as you progressed, did you get like a trainer when you progressed, or?
Yeah, we found one, and
Yeah.
that was just the start of.
So do you find it easier to listen to your trainer than your dad?
Yeah.
I figured so. Because like most people are, like I'm a grown man and sometimes I have a hard time listening to my dad, and he's a lot more wise than I am. So I can kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? Would you say is the most challenging part of your training routine?
The stand-up laps where we just stand up because you get really sore.
Oh yeah.
During those.
Yeah.
And
So I've got a question for Miss Ashley. So how does Mom feel about this little daredevil?
Well, it's nerve-wracking, but I've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
Adapted to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you like one of those soccer moms? Like, you know, like.
Before every race, I say I'm going to be normal. I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to stay calm and collected. It never goes that way. I'm always yelling over the fence when he goes through and screaming. And
Well, just know that your mom and dad are your biggest fans. You may have fans, but your mom and dad will always be your biggest fans. What would be your favorite like race that you've competed in so far?
Yeah, I liked a track called Muddy Creek in Tennessee, and it came a flood, and it poured and rained, and it was super muddy when we went out. And well, my first races in the mud, I did good, and then like the second one, I just wrecked, and then I got like 15th, which this was a qualifier to go to a big championship, and you have to get top 9. And in one of the races, I got like 15th. And then when it dried up, I got first. So after all them places and stuff added up, I still made it.
So the mud definitely, I mean, it's got to be unpredictable, right? I mean, very unpredictable.
It's honestly just, it's how they fix it. Like, some tracks do it different ways, and in my opinion, I don't like most of the ways they do it because it just makes it harder. But
can you describe to us what it feels like when you are on the starting line, when you're the starting gate? What kind of emotions go through your mind? Like, are you nervous? Are you focused? What do you?
Well, I don't really get nervous, which most people do, but I've never been nervous because I focus on what I'm going to do, and I try to remember all the faster line, like ruts in the corners, like lines, and I just don't really think about nervous and what could happen.
When you do these, you race the track, do you do like a qualifying lap? So you can ride, do you get the chance to ride it before you actually do the race?
It depends. Like when we take breaks and like the flaggers, like when someone goes down, they have to flag so the person riding knows that someone's down. We take breaks and they go get lunch and stuff. And they will usually redo the track and stuff. And then you get a side lap to just see what they did and everything else.
Gotcha. But sometimes you don't get a practice lap. So when you're going into that, how do you see lines?
The best thing to do when you don't get a lap to look at the track, you just look far at the corner and search for the lines and stuff. And as soon as you land off a jump so you can see the other corner or come out of that corner and see the other corner, you just look for the faster line. And sometimes I don't pick the good lines, but sometimes it works out. I just hope for the best and just hold it wide to that corner.
And you just hit the throttle and go.
That actually helps because if you're going and looking and you hit like a soft spot and you're still just focusing on how you're riding and stuff, well, it's hard to focus on how you're riding because you're also trying to pick, like he said, for 15, 20 lines. And it actually helps. Like when you get squirrely, you straighten yourself back out. And if you're looking in front of you, most of the time you wreck.
What is the one thing that like keeps you motivated?
Well, my goal is to be pro one day, and I don't want to give that up.
How does your family, and this is kind of directed toward you guys as well, how does your family support you in this race journey?
They support me good. They do all my maintenance, or he does, and my mom keeps me going by cheering and talking to me about all this stuff, and my dad buys all the bikes, does all the maintenance.
So you got a good support system, and grandparents, they support too on both sides, all that good stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So you got a really good support system, and man, that's awesome that you've got that. Jacob, what are some of your goals for the year of 2025, these up and coming year? What are some of your goals?
Well, I really want to make it to the championship, Loretta Lynn's. It's the biggest race for kids, like amateurs my age.
If you had the opportunity to race any professional racer, who would that be and why?
Probably Hayden Deegan, because his talent is unreal and he hits very big jumps and he just sends it.
So what are your favorite things to do whenever you're not racing?
Ride a mouse.
Just ride the bike, just leisurely and doing jumps and just playing on the bike?
Yeah.
So you're just all about racing. You love it.
Most of the time me and my friend are doing some, just being funny, going down the road, doing stupid stuff, just playing around.
Probably the biggest question that everybody's wanting to know, how did you feel the wreck where you broke both your ankles? At first, I'm sure you didn't know how severe it was. How did you feel when you found out how severe, how serious the injury was?
Well, I was sad, I was mad. I didn't know that I knew that one, I was pretty sure one of them was broke because I could tell, but I did not know both of them was broke. And then when I found out both of them was broke, I knew I wouldn't be able to walk for who knows how long. Depends on how bad it was.
So what did you do to kind of like push through that?
I mean,
and concentrated on positive things? You kind of kept focused about what your goals are?
Yeah.
He kept a good spirit through the whole thing. I mean, there was days that were tough that he wanted to get up and walk and get out and play and run and do things that a kid does. But for the majority of it, I mean, he stayed in good spirits and never really got him down too much. So he handled it a lot better than probably I would, to be honest.
Who are some of the people you'd like to thank, like some of your sponsors, some of the people that support you?
Yeah, I have a lot of sponsors, like, I would say one of my dad's definitely one of my big sponsors. McGinnis Remodeling.
Okay, all right. So he's one of your sponsors, and then you have some other sponsors as well, right?
I like my goggles, Onium, my jersey back there, that's O'Neill. My helmet, that's all sponsored.
This is your trainer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't sponsor, he's just your trainer, right?
Yeah, well,
cool.
he actually, like, he helps us out with, like, if we go to pro races to watch, he helps us out with, like, seating, and he'll go to most of the ones we go, like the localer ones. So, like, they have one in Nashville and Indianapolis, and, like, we get to go walk the track and everything.
Okay, so what's your trainer's name?
Matt Von Linger.
How can people follow you? Where do they need to follow you at to support you and watch what you're doing and see more of who you are?
Instagram and TikTok and Facebook.
However, Jacob's story isn't about falling. It's about coming back. Through the grit and determination and the support of his family and friends, he faced fear head on and got back in the saddle and returned to the sport that he loves so much. Jacob isn't just about motocross racing. He is a testament to resilience. His story reminds us that setbacks are just a setup for a comeback. Whether you're racing on two wheels or facing life's toughest obstacles, it's not about how hard you fall. It's about how you fervently rise to the occasion. This is Community Showcase with Brent Loy, where we celebrate the stories that inspire us all. And until next time, keep chasing your passions and never give up.
Bringing it home in the #1 spot out of Columbia, Kentucky. Rolling snake eyes on the weekend. How about it for Jacob McGinnis?